My name is Dr. Wardell Brooks, Sr., your host, and this is Community Forum. This evening we have several exemplary educators and also students from the great school district of North Chicago, District 187. To my immediate left is Mrs. Tara Thomas, an educator, and she's the co-host for Community Forum. And Tara, I want to thank you very much for taking time for your busy schedule to be with us to host this exemplary show.
Thank you, Dr. Brooks.
We have our very distinguished guest, Dr. Ben Martindale from the School District 187. Dr. Martindale, I would like for you, first of all, to tell our listening audience, for those that don't know you, I understand you're no stranger to North Chicago, a little bit about your personal and professional background.
Well, I'd be glad to. Thank you. As I was talking before the program started, I surprised some of you by telling you that I actually started my career in education almost 45 years ago, and I started that career in North Chicago at Neal Junior High as a 6th grade teacher.
Okay.
And I spent about 3 years there, left to go to graduate school, came back and taught there 2 more years, and then moved on. And then 4 years ago, I returned as an interim superintendent, and then last year I came back as superintendent. And so I'm excited to be back, and it's a great district, and we're working very hard to improve it in all areas. And
45 years ago? So you have a, what is it, Fountain of Youth pill or something you take, right? Just wonder if you could leave that with you before you go.
No, 45 years ago.
Right,
but I'm excited about this opportunity tonight because this is really a special occurrence that's going to happen to our music students and band students coming up over the holiday break. And it's something that hasn't happened, I think, in a long, long time, but it's long overdue for the school district, especially in the music and band department, to receive this invitation and this opportunity to appear before a national audience. And so I know Mr. Presley is going to share a lot about that during the program today.
Very good. And this is, they were invited nationally, right, to appear at the Liberty Bowl here in Memphis, Tennessee.
That is correct. And one of the things that I think Bob will share is that the North Chicago Band and the flag and dance group will be the only band from the Midwest.
Wow.
So not only are they representing North Chicago, but the entire Midwestern states.
That's impressive.
Well, tell us a little bit about Mr. Presley.
Well, Mr. Presley has been a teacher at a couple of different schools in the district for a long time. I'll let him tell you how long that has been.
Okay.
I don't want to steal his thunder. But I will tell you that if you have the chance to go to one of their concerts, or if you have a chance to go to one of the athletic events where the band performs, even though they may be small in number, they are very, very talented and very exciting to listen to. And I've had that opportunity the last couple of years. And Bob is really a special talent, and I understand that he's close to retirement. We're hoping that he doesn't. But he commands a tremendous respect from his students, and he gets the best out of all of them. So he really is a special person and a special teacher.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, Mr. Presley, we want you to tell us if Dr. Martindale was
On the money.
Accurate and everything. Well, I thank you. I really do. I thank you. To hear accolades like that is very humbling, and it makes you want to keep going. It makes you want to keep going. Yes, I'm scheduled for retirement, but hopefully I'm not leaving music. And I'm not leaving students. So this is something that I hope to continue on. But may I introduce the students?
Please.
Yes, this is something great that's going to be happening, and our listening audience is anxious to hear about it.
Well, to my left is Jonita Coakley. She's my clarinet player in the band. She's also one of the dancers for the flag teams.
Okay.
In the middle is Maya Morales. she's my alto saxophone player. And Ebony Springs is one of the is the leader of the dance troupe. She's the captain. And as Dr. Martindale says, we have been honored and we're glorified to be invited to the AutoZone Liberty Bowl held in Memphis, Tennessee for 2013-2014. We were invited in May, I believe, and slowly but surely the steamboat of fundraising has been moving faster and faster. We've been graced by Consumer Credit Union. We've been graced by Great Lakes Credit Union. We've been graced by North Chicago City Council. We've been graced by MCO, citizens of North Chicago, citizens of Lake County, as was expressed before, that we're not just representing North Chicago in the Liberty Bowl, but the entire state of Illinois.
How much money how much is it going to take in total that you needed to raise from the beginning to now?
For the number, we're looking at, excuse me, we're looking at around 17,000.
Okay, and you were short how much?
We're short by 4,000.
Okay.
We're short by
I'm
4,000.
sure we can do something about that tonight through watching. Plus, I'm going to leave a little small check. But, yeah, I got to support my district. I believe in that. So only $4,000. That's all we need.
Only 4,000.
Okay. Someone should be able to do that. That's not a lot of money. And we need to get this to Steve Harvey. Also, I was wondering, yeah, I'm plugging that out there, Mr. Harvey. I'm putting it out there. I was wondering if you guys have a CD. Have you ever thought of selling some of your CDs for the band's music? Because that would be a really good fundraiser.
Yes, it would. Well,
Okay.
at this time, we have not engaged in CDs because, again, because of our size.
Okay.
We had a good bass section last year, but graduation hit us hard.
Oh, I see.
A couple of students moved, physically moved, and then graduation itself from my seniors. This year I only have 2 seniors, so I do have, as a basketball or football team, I have a returning crew
That's
that I
good.
can really be building on.
Okay.
But yeah, graduation hit me hard last year, or this year, so our numbers are kind of down.
Okay.
But as Dr. Martindale said, they play strong. They really do. I'm proud of them, and we're moving on.
I'd like to ask Jania Coakley, what piqued your interest in playing the sophomore, playing the clarinet? You are a sophomore in high school, but what piqued your interest in the clarinet?
Well, when I was in 4th grade, I moved out here from Chicago, and I wanted to play an instrument because there were bands signed up. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And I tried to play the flute, and I couldn't play the flute. And I tried to play the saxophone, I couldn't play that, so I played the clarinet. And the melody came out really strong, and I sounded good, so I stayed with that, and I've been playing now.
It takes a lot of practice, and you know, it's after school, but how do you maintain your high academic achievement?
Go home and do my homework and like do it.
Novel idea.
Because it takes a lot of practice, right? So.
Yeah, it takes practice, and you just have to stay with it, not get frustrated at the things that you have to do, and just try to stay focused as much as you can.
You know, one of the things I think the audience needs to know is that not only are these 3 talented in terms of their music, but they're also talented academically. You know, we were talking before the program started, and all 3 of them have very, very high grade point averages, and are on the road to success after high school.
Yes.
And so I hope the audience realizes that they're not just one-dimensional. And
Excellent
they're
point.
Great students and role models for everyone else.
Exactly. It's always been said that music students do excel because we talk about how if you can study in or practice in this practice room or closet for 45 minutes, an hour, that same discipline applies to your books. Where you can, no phone, no television, but you're getting this done for 15, 20, 45 minutes, and you do it correctly. You're studying it to where it comes out correctly. So yes, I agree that these young ladies here are above three-point average.
Wow.
Well, one's above 4.
Wow.
Yeah, so who we're going to meet next, I believe. Yeah. It's done. Usually it's done with the type of program she's in. Like Dr. Martindale said that there's an honors program and an AP.
Yes.
I wasn't familiar with that, but absolutely those programs you can excel past 4 points. So Maya, tell us about your instrument, which I believe is the alto sax.
Yes.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that.
Well, when I was in 4th grade, I started playing the alto saxophone because my brother played it. He brought it home and he was practicing. I was like, that's cool. So I was like, I went to school and the band was they were asking for band members, and I signed up and I started playing the alto saxophone.
And did you go to elementary school in North Chicago?
Yes.
So which school did you attend?
I went to A.J. Katzmeyer.
Okay, and I'm sorry, where did you go?
I went to Green Bay.
Green Bay. This is great. They're all from North Chicago. This is, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what about Ebony? We want to afford you the same opportunity that we afford the others. Tell us, how did you get involved with, I guess, Flag Girl, right? Yes. Tell us about the Flag Girl.
Dancing is like basically in my family, so like we just, it's in our blood. We cool like that. So I've been doing it all my life. I've cheered, I've danced. I was a tomboy at once of a time, so I didn't do ballet or anything like that. So I've got interested into dance, and I've known Carlos for a long time. So once I knew that he was doing a dance team, I was like, oh, I got to do this, you know.
Who's Carlos?
Carlos Smith.
Carlos Smith.
Oh, yes.
Is he the instructor?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what got me started dancing, Carlos, basically.
Okay, so are you looking forward to going to Memphis as well?
Yes, I am. Very looking forward, very much.
Have each one of you did a lot of traveling outside of North Chicago?
Yeah.
So this will not be your first time out the city?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Well, tell us, Mr. Presley, about some of the exciting activities that they will be involved in Memphis, Tennessee. Well,
I've never been to Memphis.
Okay.
And in accepting this invitation, World Strides Heritage Performance Company brought the band directors down for a preview, and they took us around very quickly because it was only a couple of days, but. Graceland, Elvis Presley's home, will be one sightseeing tour.
Wow.
Okay.
Civil Rights Museum, where Lorraine Motel, where Dr. King was assassinated, will be another sightseeing arrangement. We are promised a couple of Memphis barbecue restaurants.
I was going to say, you need to get some barbecue. I was going to wait for you to finish it. Do not leave Memphis without barbecue.
So
trust me, you'll thank me later.
Right. And we do have a parade down Bill Street. So there'll be a parade, and then the halftime show itself. They were not battling, I should say, but they were negotiating between Michael Bolton and Diamond Rio for the guest artists.
Okay.
Last year they had the Temptations. This year the contract is given to Diamond Rio. And so what the bands will do, it's like a huge band day at the colleges. North Chicago has been to band days at Northwestern University, Northern Illinois University, where we would not do diagrams or field shows on the field, but we would march next to the college band, play the college band songs with them, and then march off and then enjoy the rest of the football game. Well, this is the same situation where they haven't, since they received Diamond Rio's contract, Michael Huff is frantically writing the music, so all these bands will get the music in the course of time. We will study the music. We only have 2 rehearsals, and then we'll march onto the field, play a couple of songs with Diamond Rio, and march off and enjoy the rest of the game. So we only have to be focusing on the halftime show. We don't have to focus on the pregame, but just the halftime show.
What type of fundraisers have you had to raise money thus far?
We have sold T-shirts. Various donations have came in. We're looking on selling candy and chocolate to raise money also.
It's getting kind of cold for a car wash, but that might have been
Yeah.
something. You know, in my community, they have car wash. The schools have car washes all the time. They give good car washes, so I don't mind. But you can raise good money that way.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
know, so that's what you're doing thus far.
Well, we do have an offer from the Modern Tattoo that anytime we came over with the car wash, we could use her property, and she would donate the soap and the rags and everything, the water, so that
It's just a little cold.
we can do this. Yeah, it's getting cold, but
Yeah.
the offer is out there. So
And you guys have been working on your fundraiser since May of this year when you first became interested?
yes.
Okay. All righty. All right. So maybe now AutoZone, is that the national sponsor for Liberty Bowl, or is that just your sponsor for
No,
Liberty
this is nationally sponsored.
Okay.
And World Stride Heritage is not just for Memphis, but they also have other bowl games, plus other opportunities for bands and choirs to perform and compete and travel.
Okay.
New York, D.C., Branson, Missouri, Texas. For us, this is the closest. Memphis for us is an 8-hour drive.
Okay.
So we would coach bus down. We leave December 28th
Okay.
and come back January 1st. So the Liberty Bowl is New Year's Eve.
Oh.
We'll be down there for my birthday, which is December 29th. So.
I wonder if that was
Yeah, I
planned.
think that's.
I wonder if that was
has something to
planned.
do with it.
Yeah, I was like, well, District 187 is going to pick up your birthday party. Okay.
I'll be
I
back
think
here.
so. I think so.
Now, is the Liberty Bowl always in Memphis, or is it a different place?
There's a little history about behind the Liberty Bowl. When we were down there, a gentleman that formed the Liberty Bowl started to travel from the East Coast, I believe Philadelphia. And the first city that he came to was Memphis, and that's where he said, this is it, this is where we're staying.
Oh,
So since mid-70s, I want to say, mid-70s, the Liberty Bowl has been in Memphis, Tennessee. Like I said, AutoZone is the sponsor for the Liberty Bowl, but World Strides is the company that takes bands, high school bands and stuff like that, to different bowl games throughout the country.
Dr. Martindale, the North Chicago School District has a history of outstanding musicians and people that participated in music, but they're going down to Memphis and they're representing the city, not only the school district, but the whole city of North Chicago.
Well, what's really exciting about this is that you're right. I mean, back when I started in North Chicago, and even years after that, the district had a very, very strong music program all the way across all of the schools. But as you know, the last few years, the district has struggled in a variety of ways, and most of the programs have suffered because of that. What's exciting about this is that even though I think we're on our way back as a school district, here this comes up, and it comes up in spite of the challenges that exist in the district in terms of the numbers of students that participate in music and band programs right now. It's way down. But I think this will help to bring it back. Because I can tell you that school districts that have strong programs in fine arts are also school districts that have strong programs in academics. And the more you can strengthen those programs in fine arts, the better off you are going to be. Now, you know that North Chicago has a real strong reputation with athletics.
Right?
I know that this year both of the girls and the boys basketball teams are forecast to be some of the best in the state.
Yes.
And we're hoping that as the years go by, that we can say the same thing about the band program.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is fantastic.
Dr. Martindale, I'm one of the ones that was surprised that you were at Neal. I think that's very cool to start there. But this is kind of off the track. How do you feel individually, seriously, to have started as a teacher and then years later come back as a superintendent? I mean, seriously, did you ever envision that?
No, I really didn't. But just a little bit about maybe why I landed the way I did. When I finished my career as a superintendent in Gurnee, and you know, Bob talked a minute ago about perhaps retiring, but staying active. And so when I retired, about a month after I did that, I thought, well, I have to do something. I can't just stay retired. And so I went back to work as a superintendent in Round Lake. And so I spent almost 5 years there. And then when I finished that, I still decided I wanted to work, and so I was the interim superintendent in North Chicago. And then I went on from there to Lake Bluff. And then when I finished there, the state was involved in North Chicago, and they asked me if I wanted to come back and take over as superintendent. And I still had a desire to work, and I really, really wanted to come back to North Chicago and work and help rebuild a district that has a very, very proud and strong reputation. And I think that as we continue to make changes and make improvements, that we can return North Chicago to a district that is respected not only in the county but in the state.
Right.
But as a teacher, you know, it's always a dream to be a superintendent, but to come back and be a superintendent in the district you started in, that's really pretty phenomenal. You know, I mean, I don't even know if I can dream that big.
I've reflected on that a few
Seriously,
times.
yeah.
And it's not something that many people have the opportunity to experience.
Right. Right.
And I've always kept close tabs on North Chicago.
You never knew you'd end up back there, or did you kind of hope, you know, back in your mind?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
All right.
I mean,
I feel like that's a new scoop I got. I'm just trying to.
It's a special town and a special district. And the students that live and go to school there are as talented as any student in Lake County.
I agree.
They really are. And we just need to develop a system there to provide them with opportunities that other students have, that right now maybe some of them don't. And so I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the opportunity. I enjoy coming to work almost every day.
Well, that's normal.
It's something,
You're okay.
something special about North Chicago because I have 3 youngsters. My youngest daughter, like I said, she's in orchestra. I mean, she sang, you know, so forth. But she went away and got her 2 masters, and she's a principal at one of the great elementary schools here in North Chicago. My son left here as an electrical engineer, and he's back. You know, my oldest daughter played oboe, and was this a Marshall that leads the band? What was that position?
The drum major?
Drum major, yeah. My daughter Yolanda was the drum major at one time in North Chicago. And she came back and was a teacher at Hart School. Of course, since Hart Schools no longer exist now, she had to go to Gurnee. So she's a teacher at Gurnee. But tell us about some of the challenging experiences you've had as a flag girl. Because that's a very important position now, you know, you get the excitement going on with the crowd and so forth, you know. They lean on you.
Right. You have to hype them up. You can't be down all the time. If you down, then you bring somebody else down.
Okay.
So, challenges.
I'm sure you had some interesting challenges. Everything hasn't been great.
I mean, some of the choreography, that is, you can't learn it right off the top.
Okay.
You can't learn it as fast as other people, but once you practice and you learn, keep practicing, it'll get to you and you'll learn it. That's like the only challenge.
Now, what about the alto sax now? Do you have any challenging experiences playing alto sax?
Challenges.
Or you just you love it? You wouldn't take any other instrument besides alto sax. I can say my son played it, and he still has his sax.
Well, I tried 2 other instruments after I learned like everything on the alto sax. I tried the oboe and the flute.
Okay. Oh.
And the oboe didn't quite work out very well. But the flute, I did very good on that. I learned that very quickly, but I went back to the alto saxophone because that's what I do best, yes.
Do you guys want to play in college? I know all 3 of you have decided you're going to go attend a school, a university, hopefully. Have you decided to be in a band when you're in college? I mean, they are always looking for good students.
Probably not my first year in dance. I get my work done first while I'm a freshman, and
As an educator, I just love this. Yes. your studies are coming first. Yes. We need to have you speak at my school. Yes, that's great. And how about you? Would you ever consider playing band in college? Playing an instrument in college, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll consider it, like maybe not the first or second year because I want to get everything down and set first. But yeah.
Janita, how about you?
Yeah, not the first or second year like Maya and Ebony said, but definitely.
So you guys you'd still embrace your music.
Yes.
And that's fabulous. You should.
Well, I have to say that's how I started, because I mean, my first year in Kansas, University of Kansas, was aerospace engineering.
Okay.
And I wasn't in the band. I actually tried to leave the music program, but aerospace engineering was a different turn. And so I ran back to what I know, which was music. And that's like a case of history where that's what I do.
And you graduated from North Chicago High School as well?
I graduated from North Chicago in 1973.
Okay.
And went to University of Kansas and graduated from there in 1979. And came back home to just to practice my interview skills. I had really no intentions.
You were just practicing with North Chicago?
I was just practicing how to sit up and look in the eye to eye. And, you know, I was talking to Dr. Thomas, Charles Thomas, for spring break. But I had interviews with Albuquerque, New Mexico, Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Kansas City Metropolitan, St. Louis. So I really had no intentions of coming back home. But nothing came through when I graduated. I got an offer from a little town called Frankfort, Kansas, which is outside, very close to the Nebraska borderline. And I would have been in charge of the high school, the junior high at the time, and 3 to 4 elementary schools, the only director doing all that. And then Dr. Charles Thomas called me and said, called my mother and said there's an elementary position for just the band director. And as they say, the rest is history. I came back home, and sadly my mother passed away in 1981, but I stayed here. And now it's 2013, and
we're still doing great things.
Well, it's good. It's good.
It's good. I was thinking, Dr. Martindale, that you're here, and under your, since you've been the superintendent, we've had Forrestal become internationally recognized in the country, which is phenomenal. And that's District 187 to have one of the top elementary schools in the country. And now we have our band going to Memphis. So you've kind of been busy.
Well, it's really exciting because, you know, as I said a minute ago, the district has had challenges and has had you know, some negative things happen. But what we're trying to do is to turn things around. And you know, as Bob was talking about his career, I was thinking, I mean, there's nobody that embodies what we're trying to do better than Bob, because here's somebody who grew up in North Chicago. Graduated from North Chicago High School, went to a major university, got a degree, and came back to the community and has been a successful and inspiring teacher for the last 30-some years. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. And if we could have more of that, that school district would really shine bright. Not to say that it doesn't.
Right.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's really a powerful story, and it's a story that I think students at the high school need to hear, to show that you can be successful, and then you come back to the community and give to the community and influence others to do likewise.
I think Bob has hit a home run here by going to Memphis, Tennessee. This is a national invitation, a national selection to go, but working up to that point, there are other camps, summer camps and summer activities that you participated in?
Oh, yes. We've, since I've been teaching, I've been trying to influence students to go to summer camps, because the students that have been to camps, like University of Illinois, Wisconsin Parkside, to name a few, Eastern Illinois, Northern Illinois, they've made a complete turnaround for the better in playing their instrument. While they're in school, we have to do a lot of things of math homework, science homework, sports, activities. So there's a lot of things pulling you, practicing, trying to get ready. But in a summer camp, that's all you do. If you're in a football camp, that's all you do is practicing football, playing football, learning plays of football. That's all you do. So you don't have to worry about math, getting the math homework in on time, or getting that term paper in on time. In a music camp, same situation. You play your flute, you play your sax, you play your drums, you play your piano, even your voice. For a week long, students do a major turnaround. And so we've sent students to camps to improve. And again, they graduate, and we have to start all over. But while we do have the students there, we do make some major headways in trying to keep the program going. We've always been tasked with the Navy. The Navy makes major transitions. Growing up in North Chicago, we make good friends and good musicians, but then they say, oh, I have to move because my dad or my mom has been reassigned to San Diego or Virginia or even overseas. So we've lost good friends in the sense of moving. And the same situation here starts now, is that the Navy brings good people in. They play for a year, they play for 5 years, and then their parents get reassigned or recommissioned to another district. And so we get up and then we go back down. But even North Chicago students are tenacious in holding the fort down, so to speak. So we camps, this adventure, Memphis, Tennessee, keeps our fire burning, so to speak. And like I said, because the town has really, the community has really rallied around to see the students succeed, and to get a lifelong memory. A lifelong memory. Growing up here, I remember Bill Clark. Mr. Clark was my band director at Neal, and we went to Springfield for the Illinois State Fair. We went to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the Wisconsin State Fair. We were in and out of Chicago for parades. Bill Clark is still alive, and he lives in northern part of Illinois. But just the memories that he created. And turn around and be this band director, you know, I remember going to his house at the end of the year for a hot dog and hamburgers and an end of the year party. And I turn around after we do the Memorial Day service at North Shore Garden of Memories. The students come to my house, and it's the same way. I'm doing hot dogs and hamburgers. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Yeah,
what's going
deja
on?
vu.
But it's all fun. You know, creating a happy feeling of your school career, so that when you do graduate, a former student came back and talking about fundraisers, tying it in. A former student, Lieutenant Commander Isaiah Stokes, came back and made a nice sizable contribution. Isaiah played tenor saxophone when he was in school, and now he's a lieutenant commander for the U.S. Navy.
Wow.
And it was very humbling, again, to walk into the band room. He came to band practice in uniform. I was like, whoa. And he said, I understand you're doing this major trip, and, you know, I want to make a contribution. Who do I make it out to? And I said,
wow.
North Chicago High School Band. And he passed me the check, and I almost fainted. I'm like, oh, wow. And he's a former student. So again, students that leave North Chicago, graduate from North Chicago, they do come back, and they want to help, and they want to continue to help.
How much are the T-shirts, and where can, if someone wants them, you know, I don't work at North Chicago High School, so if I wanted a T-shirt, how would I go about purchasing one?
Oh, we have uniforms. You can come to anybody that's on the dance team or the band, and we have, did I say uniforms? I didn't mean to say uniforms. Papers, and we can assign you a shirt, and it's $12.
Okay, $12 for the T-shirts.
Yes. I think for over extra large. Yeah, extra large.
Extra.
It's like $15.
Okay, all right. No, I can get the $12.
There you go.
I think I can do that.
North Chicago can be really proud. I have known two MDs that are from North Chicago. Dr. Pamela Smith, the daughter of Reverend Solomon Smith, you know, and also a Dr. McKissick. On right, you know, and I don't know his first name, but it's a large family, 12 in the family down right on 20th Street, there from right around the corner from me.
Escapes me right now.
But McKissick, you know the McKissick, Those are two MDs that have come out, and also you may want to contact the professional basketball player on a championship Dallas Mavericks.
Miriam Anderson.
Marion, Sean Marion.
Sean Marion.
Yeah.
Well, and also Mr. Turner, his brother, plays pro football.
Turner from
yeah, and he has spoken in my classes. So I mean,
Atlanta,
he's got a big heart
team
for
he's with now, though,
187.
but I'm sure they are contacted.
Sean Marion. Yes.
And you could easily contact Mr. Turner because his brother is administrator.
Yeah, he works there.
At the high school, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
You guys have to tap your sources. You'll learn the network.
The public can have a chance to hear them because we do have some basketball games that I think they'll be performing at before they go to the Liberty Bowl.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
So they can see and hear just how good they are.
Do they have a holiday program as well that the band would play in?
Yes, we do. It's December.
Okay.
I want to say the second Tuesday in December. I don't know the date right now.
Second Tuesday?
The 10th.
The 10th of December.
Was that a
that's
Christmas
right.
program?
Oh, the winter concert. Winter concert. The
Winter
choir
concert, yeah.
and the band. Yeah, they dates and schedule.
Okay.
But the featuring the choir and the band, and
Now, is that in the evening or is it during school time?
it'll be in the evening.
Okay, great.
I believe 6:30.
Okay, and now do we have to pay to get in to see that?
There's a fee of we've been $3.
Okay, so maybe if we make it $5, we get $2 for a fundraiser?
Okay.
We have to probably
I'll
check with the
accept
district. I'm not trying to get fired. I'm just wondering if that is possible. No, we will propose it to the district and then he'll get back to you, okay? I'm just thinking, an extra $2. You'll get back to him, right? Sure. Okay. I'm still going to be fired. Okay, all right.
I may say this, that for the people watching the show here, we have young ladies here, but the band is a co-ed activity, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I was wondering about that too.
Male drummers, male horn players, but I just having to ask these three ladies to come with me.
No, they're very beautiful. You represent your school well.
Yeah,
You do.
well,
You represent your school well.
You have contest activity throughout the year, or there are certain times you have contests. I know my three kids went to have contests. We were out to Round Lake or wherever they went, we was right with them. And that's, I might emphasize this, that parental participation. Now, how important is parental participation in the success?
Well, that has been by the wayside, as they say, for a long time.
Okay.
And because of this trip, we've been reenacting a music parents organization.
Beautiful.
We started in August when school started, meeting every the second Tuesday of the month. Mm-hmm. Then we've been piggybacking off of a school district meeting that Mr. Pollock has been organizing to tell the public what's going on with the school district.
Okay.
And so the next meeting that we have is this Tuesday coming, November 12th. So, but this is one thing that the parents really need to be on, because getting close to the trip, we're going to tell everybody that's involved the rules and regulations of what we need to do and what not to do and things of that nature. So November 12th will be our next band parent or music parent meeting. The reason we call it music parent is because we're also using all of the school district students. So the elementary students, the middle school students, if the parents want to be involved, they can see what's going on for the district-wide, because in February, we are hosting the Illinois Grade School Music Contest.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Where the students of the North District of Lake County will be coming to North Chicago for competition.
Do you bid for that, or how are you selected?
No, it's not a bid. It's it's been long overdue. We're supposed to be in a cycle where if it goes to Waukegan, then it goes up to Zion, then it goes to Round Lake, then it goes to Antioch, and we haven't been, we haven't been organized to where it can come to North Chicago. Well, now we feel gut feeling that it is organized so we can host a venture of this nature. So in February, the Illinois Grade School Music Association competition will be coming to North Chicago.
Ah, fantastic.
That's another clue we can put down for North Chicago, since you've been superintendent.
No, it's the kind of thing that we're trying to do.
This is
Because as Bob
great.
just said, you know, we should have been part of that cycle, but we haven't been.
Oh, okay.
And now that we're getting things back together and doing things in a way that everybody else does them, it's time for us then to be able to host something like that.
Were we not part of the cycle because we just didn't take up
We've been a part because we've always gone to the competitions at the other schools.
Okay.
But just getting the music department feeling, what I should say, adequate enough or strong enough to where, yeah, we can do this. Okay. Because we've seen ideas, we've gone out to Beach Park, we've gone out to other schools and gotten the ideas and see what they do, and now it's like it's time, okay? Because we've passed the buck too many years, and everybody's been looking at it. Well, when are you going to host? When are you going to host? When are you going to host?
Do you guys play in the auditorium at your school? Is that where you play?
We practice in the band room.
But when you perform?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've only been in the auditorium once, and I was very impressed with it. I thought, wow, I didn't know we had such a nice auditorium. I really didn't. And the seats were comfortable, so that would be a beautiful. Are we going to host them in the auditorium?
Well, for the grade school, it'll be in the grade schools.
Oh,
so there's two different kinds of sites.
See. Okay.
The high school has its own, and the Illinois grade school has its own.
I see.
And it's too large to have the high school association and the Illinois grade school association together. There are too many people. There are too many. So at this point in time, the grade school is having its competition held in North Chicago.
Okay.
The high school hasn't, again, because I've been by myself for a while, hasn't been to competition in a while. So we need to get that back on track.
I see. Okay.
So with this trip, then the nature of competitions to be embedded in the students: choir, band, and orchestra. Choir, band, and orchestra. So we will be.
December 2nd, will we hear the choir, the band, and orchestra?
December 2nd, you will hear the choir, band, and soloists. The orchestra is, right now is about 2 students. But, and also I have some piano students that are learning to play piano.
Okay.
So for the winter concert, we put together the entire music department.
Okay.
So if they play one song to get them on the stage and feel that I can perform.
Are you guys
Because it's a nervous
nervous?
feeling.
Are you ready for it, December 2nd? Are you practicing for that now?
Yeah, are we doing any new songs?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're doing them songs.
Well, yeah, we have to get the music.
That was good.
That's another challenge.
One of the challenges you're referring to, right?
Well, I'd like to ask, let's talk about the Memphis now just a little bit. This is a 2013 Liberty Bowl participant, right? North Chicago was selected, and there are 9. We're the only one from the Midwest.
Yes, there are. If I remember, there's a high school from Oklahoma, New Jersey, Wisconsin, Ohio, Georgia, Texas, Virginia, and we are the only ones from Illinois. And again, going down, like I said, I've never been there.
Okay.
So to see the sights, it was like, whoa, this is amazing. The Civil Rights Museum is under construction. So in order to keep customers coming back, they have opened up the balcony to where Dr. King was assassinated. And so everything is frozen in time. I was able to walk up, stand in the exact position where he laid.
Wow.
And so that was touching. Turn around, the hotel room, the curtains are open, and the bed was not made up. The newspaper is still on the bed. How they sat on the bed, so you see the little wrinkles. When you go to a hotel, the chair, everything cleaned up, so the chair is underneath the desk.
Okay.
The chair is out of the desk. There's the food tray that's still there. So when he was assassinated, they just locked up the hotel room and froze it in time. His white Cadillac car is still there.
Wow.
And I believe the other Cadillac cars is Ralph Abernathy. So those 2 white cars are there. And just to be in that area, in that presence, was like, I got to bring my students. Because in '95, the choir went to sing in Washington, D.C. for the 50th commemoration for World War II vets. And we sang on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. again, where Dr. King gave his speech. And I mentioned Mary Anderson, where Marian Anderson sang her operatic solos.
Okay.
So for history, it was moving for the choir to sing in that position. For history, it's moving for the band to be in Memphis, to see Elvis Presley, Graceland, to be in the area of Dr. King, the Civil Rights Museum, to be in a musical town. Like I said, I've never been there. Memphis is a strong musical town. Marching on Beale Street. The stadium is housed, I think they house the University of Tennessee football. So that's the only games that's there. It's artificial turf, and it's a beautiful stadium, beautiful. So I think it'll be very much an adventure.
So are you going to take them to any blues places to listen to some really good Memphis blues?
How old are y'all?
No, I mean, it could be a place that they could get into.
Well,
don't get me wrong.
Right.
As a superintendent,
Clean it up, Doug. Clean it up, Doug.
well, the superintendent said it was all right.
There you go. Well, we can
we can see that coming.
I remember seeing B.B. King's Blues Club on Beale Street, and there's a couple others. So just marching on the parade, and after the parade is over, we have some time. It's supposed to be, it's New Year's Eve, but being Tennessee is supposed to be warm enough to where when we can hear, not being inside, but hear the atmosphere that's going on, because again, it's a strong musical place.
Yep.
And to take the students to out of the state of Illinois to see, whoa, music does thrive in other places. Not just rap, not just hip hop, not just dance, but other styles of music, other styles. And where our style can merge. I have a class where we have general music where no longer music is locked to regions. Music is surrounded or being crossed over because of this technology. Facebook, iPads, everything travels so fast. So music is very much crossing, very much.
Well, you know what? This is exciting even for our listening audience. You mentioned about it's going to cost, it's costing $17,000, and you're only $4,000 short.
Yes.
How many people are going?
There are 23 students.
Okay.
And 9 adults. So chaperones.
Okay.
And so the cost is for that, which includes the bus. Like I said, we have the sightseeing of Graceland and Civil Rights Museum, so that's included.
Okay.
We're working on including, like I said, a barbecue restaurant. The name was Coakley. The name was Coakley putting out for a barbecue restaurant. I didn't know you had a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
She's a woman of few words.
Right. And the hotel itself. And
where are they staying?
That we don't know yet. We submitted
Okay.
our names so we can lock in. World Strides will tell us where we're located.
Okay.
And once that's done, then, but right now the names have been submitted, so that's a locked-in deal. We just got to find out where.
All right.
And then from there, 2 rehearsals, mass rehearsals with the other bands, and then we perform.
Now, the performance will be by, what, nine different bands?
9 different schools, right.
Okay.
But like I said, the main entertainment will be Diamond Rio. Diamond Rio is the guest artist. I'm imagining that the bands will surround him as they perform his songs. I'm taking, like, from watching other halftime shows like Beyonce or anything else, they will be having a few songs by themselves. We will come out, perform a couple of songs with him, and then march off, and he'll do the rest of the halftime show.
So this is nationally televised, right?
This is televised.
I don't want you guys
ESPN.
to be nervous or anything like that.
This is televised by
just because 100 million
ESPN.
people are going to be watching you, but don't be nervous. You know what I'm saying?
And they boast that 55,000 plus emerge on Memphis, Tennessee for this bowl game.
Okay.
They don't know who the college games will be. They predict Marshall and Tennessee, but they don't know yet who will be the football teams. But they boast 55,000.
It depends on who wins,
Who wins.
in their
Conference.
division,
Right.
so forth like
Right.
that. Yeah, right.
I told the kids at marching at the high school, being in the halftime shows for high school, it was fun.
Okay.
When I got to University of Kansas, pregame was like, oh, I can do this. And then when we marched down for halftime, the stadium was full.
Okay. Great.
I'm like, oh my God, what is this?
But the halftime show is a very big deal. You know, like sometimes when things happen, people get up and go to the restroom or bike. No, not for halftime shows in football. That is a show, and they're going to be, don't be nervous, but you're going to be on stage. This is going to be a wonderful experience. I mean, you'll remember it, and you'll remember it as part of your high school days, which is great, seriously.
Yeah.
This is a wonderful memory. I wish I had something like that.
I remember I couldn't perform
couldn't
musically in college, but after my 2 years, my third and fourth year of college, I played bass drum.
Did you get in the band?
So, yeah, I was in the band. Yeah.
Anything wrong as you got in the band, that's all that counts.
I qualified because I could beat the drum. So that was I got a chance to travel and do. Is a band. It's a big part. I had someone pulling it for me, you know.
Wow.
And I just kept the beat.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's kind of like she does, but you know, she was saying how they have a lot of soul in her family, and that's why they're all dancers. They can keep the beat.
There you go.
What about instruments now? Do you own your own instruments, or is there a rental program?
I own my own instrument.
Okay.
I bought it in 4th grade. My mom paid it out full. You know, she had payments on it from the Music and Arts Center.
Okay.
So we paid that out full. Now it's mine.
What the school? Does school have a rental program, or do you own it?
Yeah, no, there are both rentals and owners. And most districts that have band programs have it that way. I know our 3 children went through band
Okay.
at the grade school and high school level, and we rented with one and owned with the other 2.
Okay. I mention that because colleges it's changed so much. I had books that would either pack with me, but there's no books anymore. It's all online.
Yeah, what do you guys have at the
Chromebooks.
I'm sorry, can you say it a little louder so people know we do have it in District 187?
We have Chromebooks in our classes, and we do all of our, like, for class start, we have do nows, so that we work throughout the whole class. Do nows at the beginning and the extra slip at the end, within like the last 3 minutes.
So how much do they weigh approximately?
I don't know, but they ain't heavy.
Not like the books I was taking. Even in grade school, I used to take 7 books. Seven books.
We were fortunate enough to initiate this just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, this is brand new.
Brand new.
Okay.
Oh, congratulations, you guys. That's wonderful. Yeah, you're up here with the other 21st century schools now.
Right.
That is wonderful.
Well, you have some last minute thoughts on the trip. This one you've been looking forward to, and it's to have a good time. Of course, we're going to have you back when you come back and tell us about your trip.
Bring some barbecue.
I don't think it's gonna be good, but
By that time.
I don't know. I'll suffer through.
Well, Dr. Martindale, when you came to the school district, tell us just briefly about the uniqueness of the North Chicago School District.
Well, it's a school district that had experienced a lot of difficulty, both in terms of the condition of their facilities, in terms of the organization of leadership at all levels, in terms of the adequacy and currency of the curriculum materials. So what we've been striving for is to try and rebuild it. You know, I mean, I analogize it many times to a garden that was planted, but wasn't tended to for a long time. And so we are tending to the garden and making it grow again.
Okay, very good.
Dr. Martindale, that's wonderful because I use that. If you don't tend to your students, you will have weeds. But if you do tend to it as a garden, you will have flowers. I've never heard anyone else do that but me. So I agree with you on that.
Well, I want to thank each one of you for participating, for volunteering. It's very important that the community know that we have some outstanding students and going around the country doing outstanding things, you know. And Memphis is this is the 2013 Liberty Bowl, and that's a great great opportunity. Only how many? 9 students, 9 schools in the country.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That had the invitation
Right.
to participate in North Chicago. So we'll be on television watching your performance.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, Tara, we want to thank you very much. And again, you want to tell us who we have? We have
Mr. Presley. I'm
Okay.
sorry, let me start correct. We have Dr. Martindale,
Okay.
Mr. Presley. We have Janita Coakley, Maya Morales, and Ebony Springs, who are great guests tonight. Thank you so very much.
and we'd like for our community to know that are there any website or a telephone number you want to give so they can, audience, I know they're anxious to call and make their, whatever contribution it is, right?
Absolutely.
You can make, if donating checks to North Chicago High School Band.
Okay.
North Chicago High School Band, 1717 17th Street, North Chicago, Illinois, 60064. Our website is d187.org. Just the letter D, 187.org, or the phone number 847-578-7400.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Community Forum. My name is Dr. Waddell Brooks Sr., your host.